So if I ask you today, right, how much money does your NGO need this year? Now, can you be able to answer me that question confidently? Really, not really guessing, not estimates. I mean, the real numbers backed by a real plan. Now, this is the problem of many NGOs. So one of the reasons why many NGOs struggle with funding is not because they have a funding problem. No, they don't have a funding problem. They actually have a planning problem. Let me actually recommend an approach. You need to start with a strategic work plan. So begin the year by asking, what impact are we committed to creating this year? Right? So list every program, every campaign, the trainings, the outreaches, the intervention that you want to deliver in that specific year. Then estimate what each one will realistically cost, right? The entire cost. So, and when you add those costs together, you now have something that can be used as a plan. So you also have a fundraising target based on your mission. The next thing is to align your calendar strategically, right? You can use either the International Observance Day, the United Nations calendar, and relevant national events to plan your activities, that connect with your mission. So if your NGO is working in health, whether in education, in climate, or gender, there are moments throughout the year where the public attention is geared and focused towards an issue. So plan ahead instead of reacting at the last minute. That's the mindset that can shift and transform your NGO. So start asking, what systems can we help change? Anyone can distribute food, right, in one day. But what if your program helped families improve food security, increase agricultural productivity, or even create sustainable livelihoods? Anyone can donate school supplies. But what if your intervention improved teaching quality, strengthen the schools, and the teaching systems, or reduce the number of children that are dropping out of schools? See, it's better not to just respond to symptoms, but to help address root causes. That is why you should study the Sustainable Development Goals, the 2030 Agenda. And not just because donors are asking about them, but because they encourage us to think beyond temporary relief and then to think towards lasting change. A strategic work plan does more than organize your year. That's the truth. It gives your team direction, it gives donor confidence, and it also helps you measure your progress. It turns your vision into something people can easily invest in. So you need to start asking yourself today, do we have a clear plan that is worth funding? Because organizations with a clear destination attract far more support than organizations that are just simply moving.